Howdy everybody, welcome back to the channel. Grab your Bible and turn to Genesis chapter 19. We're going to do chapters 19 and 20 today. At the end of the video, if you enjoyed it, I ask you to do the algorithm things, like the video, leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel, ring the little bell icon. That way YouTube will pretend like they're going to notify you whenever new videos go live. And I ask you to do that not because I want a huge channel and all that, but because I want to try and get the Word of God spread as far and wide as we possibly can. So anyway, without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into chapter 19. And the two messengers came to Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting in the gate of Sodom. And when Lot saw them, he rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, "Look, please, my masters, please turn into your servant's house, and spend the night, and wash your feet, and rise early, and go your way." And they said, "No, but let us spend the night in the open square." But he urged them strongly, and they turned in to him, and came into his house. And he made them a feast, and baked unleavened bread, and they ate. Before they lay down, the men of the city, the men of Sodom, both old and young, all the people from every part, surrounded the house. And they called to Lot, and said to him, "Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us, and let us know them." So Lot went out through the doorway, and shut the door behind him, and said, "Please, my brothers, do not do evil. Look, please, I have 2 daughters who have known no man, or who have not known a man. Please let me bring them out to you, and do to them as you wish. Only do no deed to these men, because they have come under the shadow of my roof." Which basically means that they are under my protection, because they are guests in my home. Verse 9. But they said, "Stand back." And and they said, "This one came in to sojourn, and should he always judge? Now we are going to treat you worse than them." So they pressed hard against the man Lot, and came near to break down the door. But the men reached out their hands, and pulled Lot into the house with them, and shut the door. Then they struck the men who were at the doorway of the house with blindness, both small and great, and all wearied themselves to find the door. And the men said to Lot, "Have you anyone else here, a son-in-law, and your sons and your daughters, and whomever you have in the city? Bring them out of this place, for we are going to destroy this place, because the cry against them has grown great before the face of Yahuwah, and Yahuwah has sent us to destroy it." And Lot went out and spoke with his sons-in-law, who had married his daughters, and said, "Get up out of this place, for Yahuwah is going to destroy this city." But to his sons-in-law he seemed to be as one joking. And when morning dawned, the messengers urged Lot to hurry, saying, "Get up, take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here, lest you be consumed in the punishment of the city." And while he loitered, the men took hold of his hand, and his wife's hand, and the hands of his 2 daughters, Yahuwah having compassion on him. And they brought him out, and set him outside the city. And it came to be, when they had brought them outside, that he said, "Escape for your life. Do not look behind you, nor stay anywhere in the plain. Escape to the mountains, lest you be consumed." And Lot said to them, "Oh no, Yahuwah. Look, please, your servant has found favor in your eyes, and you have increased your loving commitment, which you have shown me by saving my life. But I am unable to escape to the mountains, lest calamity overtake me and I die. Look, Please, this city is near enough to flee to, and it is small. Please let me escape there. It is not a small matter, and let my life be saved. Or is it not a small matter, and let my life be saved? And he said to him, Look, I have favored you concerning this matter also, without overthrowing this city for which you have spoken. Hurry, escape there, for I am not able to do any deed until you arrive there. So the name of the city was called Zoar. The sun had risen upon the earth when Lot entered Zoar. And Yahuwah rained sulfur and fire on Sodom and Gomorrah from Yahuwah out of the heavens. So he overthrew those cities, and all the plain, and all the inhabitants of the cities, and what grew on the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a post of salt. And Abraham arose early in the morning, and went to the place where he had stood before Yahuwah. And he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the plain. And he looked and saw the smoke of the land which went up like the smoke of a furnace. Thus it came to be, when Elohim destroyed the cities of the plain, that Elohim remembered Abraham, and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities in which Lot dwelt. And Lot went up out of Zoar and dwelt in the mountains, and his 2 daughters were with him, for he was afraid to dwell in Zoar. And he and his 2 daughters dwelt in a cave. And the firstborn said to the younger, Our father is old, and there is no man on earth to come into us, as is the way of the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine and lie with him, so that we preserve the seed of our father. So they made their father drink wine that night. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father, and he was not aware of it when she lay down or when she arose. And it came to be the next day that the firstborn said to the younger, See, I lay with my father last night. Let us make him drink wine tonight as well, and you go in and lie with him, so that we keep the seed of our father. So they made their father drink wine that night as well, and the younger arose and lay with him, and he was not aware of it when she lay down or when she arose. Thus both the daughters of Lot became pregnant by their father. And the firstborn bore a son, and called his name Moab. He is the father of the Moabites to this day. And the younger, she also bore a son, and called his name Ben-Ami. He is the father of the children of Ammon to this day. And real quick, before we start chapter 20, I want to kind of expand upon that, kind of in a way that I've had it described to me, is the reason that his daughters did this was because they basically thought that, like, everybody on the earth had been wiped out, not just Sodom and Gomorrah. They didn't realize that this was just these 2 cities. And so their line of thinking was, us and Dad are the only people left on the earth, and, we have to continue the human race, which is why they did this. Obviously, they were mistaken. They should not have done that. But anyway, that was kind of their line of thinking. So, anyway. Let's go ahead and start chapter 20 then. And Abraham set out from there to the land of the south, and sojourned between Kadesh and Shur, and stayed in Gerar. And Abraham said concerning Sarah his wife, She is my sister. And Abimelech, sovereign of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. But Elohim came to Abimelech in a dream by night, and said to him, See, you are a dead man because of the woman whom you have taken, for she is a man's wife. However, Abimelech had not come near her. And he said, Yahuwah, would you kill a righteous nation also? Did he not say to me, She is my sister? And she, even she herself, said, He is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and in the innocence of my hands I have done this. And Elohim said to him in a dream, Yes, I know that you did this in the integrity of your heart, and so I kept you from sinning against me. For this reason I did not let you touch her. And now return the man's wife, for he is a prophet, and let him pray for you, and you live. But if you do not return her, know that you shall certainly die, you and all that are yours. So Abimelech rose early in the morning, and called all his servants, and spoke all these words in their hearing. And the men were greatly frightened. And Abimelech called Abraham, and said to him, What have you done to us? In what have I sinned against you, that you have brought on me and on my reign a great sin? You have done matters to me that should not be done. And Abimelech said to Abraham, What did you have in view that you have done this matter? And Abraham said, Only because I said to myself, The fear of Elohim is not in this place, and they shall kill me for the sake of my wife. And yet she truly is my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother, and she has become my wife. And it came to be when Elohim caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said to her, This is your loving commitment, that you should do for me. In every place, wherever we go, say of me, He is my brother. Then Abimelech took sheep and cattle and male and female servants, and gave them to Abraham. And he returned Sarah his wife to him. And Abimelech said, See, my land is before you. Dwell wherever it is good in your eyes. And to Sarah he said, See, I have given your brother 1,000 pieces of silver. See, it is to you a covering of eyes before all who are with you, and before all others, and you are cleared before everyone. And Abraham prayed to Elohim, and Elohim healed Abimelech and his wife and his female servants, so they bore children. And Yahuwah had closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. And that is chapter 20, and we'll go ahead and stop there for today, and we'll pick it up in 21 next time. Thanks for watching.